Mhm. Okay, so guys, let's start and just let me share my screen. So with Lilia, you talked about mistakes in reading and listening, right? So today we have another interesting topic to discuss. And I would like you to start with some memes. So I would like you to look at these pictures and tell me what problems are shown in these pictures. What are they about?
Speaking skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they are connected to speaking, right? So guys, tell me please, have you had any problems with speaking when you were studying English?
Yeah, I had such problem, especially when I was at school. I had pretty high listening skill. I was really good at reading, but my speaking was horrible. And
Okay. What
yeah,
about others? Do you have the same? You can raise your hands, not raise, like react somehow. Let's see. Well, yeah, it's a common problem. Yeah, Luda, do you want to say something or just sharing?
Yeah, I wanted to say when it comes to speaking, it's really hard to break this barrier and to actually start speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, when it comes to speaking to the natives, we were talking about this with kids. You suddenly forget all the words.
Sometimes, yes. All right.
In my case, I even forgot my date of birth when I was first speaking to a native. So.
Okay. So then can you imagine our students? What do you think? What about our students now? How often do you have students who struggle with speaking English? Do you have them in each group or other groups?
I
Yes.
guess most students usually struggle a lot with speaking English. They tend to say phrases in Ukrainian or Russian a lot. It's like their most common problem. And high levels usually don't use English, oh, sorry, Ukrainian or Russian, but some of them sometimes can like translate some words in Ukrainian and ask you about it in Ukrainian.
Yeah. So when it comes to teaching speaking, yes, as we are teachers. So what about you guys? Is it hard to teach speaking? Is it hard to teach students to speak? How do
Yes.
you?
To actually make them speak. So sometimes they have the basis, they know grammar, they know that, but to get them to communicate it's kind of difficult. Like, yeah.
Okay. Well, and what is the hardest skill to teach? So we have got some production skills, yes, like speaking, writing. So what do you think? What is harder to teach?
speaking, of course.
All right. So, guys, now, how often do you notice that the speaking activities didn't go well during the lesson? Do you have this like this feeling sometimes after your lesson that today didn't go well? Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Sometimes.
Unfortunately, it was like younger students
Mhm.
when they are not so active in the end of the lesson, and speaking is production activity mostly. So yeah, it happens.
Yes, it happens, and it is okay. I mean, so we can have such lessons. Anyway, today we will talk about teaching speaking as production, yes, and mistakes in teaching speaking. So, guys, today we will work with worksheet, and I will send the link in the chat. So please check the worksheet. Can you open it? Can you see it? Yes?
Yeah, we
Now I
can.
can see that you are joining. So great, guys. So I would like you now to do our first discussion. You can see task one, yeah, only task one without Mentimeter, task one only. I would like you to join the breakout rooms, read the situation here, and discuss few questions after it. So let's just, someone has joined. I'm sending the link again for those who joined right now. So guys, let me divide you into the breakout rooms. 8, 3, 4. Okay, let it be like this. So please join the breakout rooms. We will have like 4 minutes to discuss. So look through the situation and discuss the questions. Mhm. All right, let's finish. Mhm. Okay, let's wait 5 seconds to everyone, for everyone to join. Mhm. All right, so more or less everyone is here. So guys, what do you think? Is it a good example of a speaking activity?
No.
Absolutely not.
Would you feel confused as if you were a student?
Yeah,
of
and
course.
ashamed.
Yeah, well, this one is not a good example of a speaking activity, speaking lesson, yes. So sometimes speaking part may not go as very well or as planned during the lesson, and some teachers may think, well, next time it will be better. But as we are talking about production stage, production is the most important part in English lesson. So guys, I would like us to start with a little discussion. What is it speaking as production? And let's actually dive in. So first of all, tell me please, what production skills do we have? What are the production skills?
Speaking and writing.
All right, yes. So they are actually two important skills in students' perception, but we can say that speaking is the most important skill in students' perception. And according to the survey, which was made some time somewhere, about 90 people out of 100 say that speaking is very important. Yes. So what is speaking? Yes, let's state it. So speaking is a productive skill like writing. It involves using speech to express meanings to other people. Well, we have got some aims of speaking. Yes, so when we teach speaking and we have speaking as production, we have got some aims, and these are two main reasons of getting students to speak during a lesson. So we have a language practice aim and speaking fluency aim. So the language practice aim gives, we give students practice of language items such as vocabulary, grammar, and functional language. Talking about speaking fluency aim, so we develop students' ability to speak fluently and interactively. So guys, but this is not only the things that we teach. Yes, so when we have a lesson, we teach speaking. So we don't just teach how to say the word, I mean speak. Yes, we teach some particular skills, I would say sub-skills. So I would like you now to scan the QR code, or if you have some troubles with scanning QR code, you can follow the link here in the Mentimeter. Just let me start presenting. Just a second, I will switch it on. Does it work? Okay, sorry, it's loading, but I hope it will work now. Oh yeah, it works. So guys, you can follow the link or you can scan the QR code. And I would like you to share your thoughts on the questions that you have. So what do we teach? What else do we teach when teaching speaking? What do you think? What should we teach when teaching speaking? Okay, so did everyone scan the QR code? Can I close it? I hope yes. So I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, so I can see a lot of pronunciation, right? Interacting with other students, expressing opinions, participating in discussion, communicating, functional language and useful phrases, how to combine grammar and speaking. Yes, sharing their ideas, grammar usage. Well done. Yeah, these are about pronunciation, producing sounds, intonation, stressed sentences. Okay. Well done. Oh, this one is interesting. How to be not afraid to speak. All right. Make correct construction of the sentence. Okay, accuracy is the usage. Is the usage of different phrases. Okay. Yes. Getting used to speak in a foreign language. Well done. Yeah, expressing their thoughts. So yeah, guys, if you are writing something, you can still share it. Yeah, you are all right. So these are the aspects that we teach when teaching speaking. And actually they are called sub-skills. Yes, so speaking is a skill, and we have got some sub-skills which we teach while teaching speaking. So these are specific behaviors that language users do in order to be effective in each of the skills. Yeah, these are sub-skills. So in speaking, we like it tends to be to differentiate 4 main skills. These are fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. But there are much more sub-skills which we need to develop, and they are stated here in this picture. You can see. So using functions, appropriateness, responding, repetition, repair, range of words, and grammar. Yeah, all of these are speaking sub-skills. So guys, have you heard of these sub-skills? What do you think? Do we teach them all during our lessons? Or did you hear only about fluency and accuracy?
I've heard only about fluency and accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Well, but do you agree that we teach this all these sub-skills during the lessons? Or maybe something is not needed?
I guess everything is needed.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, guys, now we are going to watch a short video where some of the sub-skills will be presented. So we don't have any task here in the worksheet, but I would like you to listen and remember which sub-skills were presented and remember some details about these sub-skills. So you may take some notes or just listen attentively. So let's do it.
There's much more involved in teaching speaking.
Can you hear, guys? Can you hear the sound?
Yes.
Yeah. Than just handing students topics and saying, talk about this.
Yeah, speaking is actually comprised of a set of sub-skills. So here are 3 essential sub-skills that every student should know and an activity to go with them. Okay, our first sub-skill is being able to ask for clarification and to check understanding.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Just like that.
What do you mean?
Exactly like that. So one way to practice this is to get one...
Oh, sorry, Dan, what are you saying?
I said one way to practice this is to put students in pairs and get one of them to cover their mouth with their hand or something else. Then they have a conversation.
Oh, sorry. Then the other student has to ask for clarification for things they didn't understand. Sorry, what are you talking about?
So last night I went to this absolutely...
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
So last night I went to this
Are you saying
amazing...
Sean is amazing?
No, last night I went to this amazing party.
Can you say that again, please?
So our next sub-skill is being able to express your opinion and to agree or disagree with another person.
No, I disagree, Dan.
Just like that.
Now, it's important for students to know language like, in my opinion, I agree with you.
I can see
That's
where you're coming
rubbish.
from. Yeah, stuff like that. So to practice this, you can play red and black, and all you'll need is an ordinary pack of playing cards. Here you are.
Put students into pairs and give them some cards.
The first student takes the first card. This is the topic card. There will be a list of topics on the board which correspond to the number of the card. The first student has to venture an opinion about this topic.
Okay, then their partner has to agree or disagree depending on the colour of their card.
That's right.
If their card is red, they have to agree.
If their card is black, they have to disagree.
Okay, 6. Best holiday. Okay, I think the best kind of holiday is snowboarding because it's exciting, it's adventurous, you get to be in the snow, it's not too hot. Oh,
I'm afraid I don't see it that way. In my opinion, the best holiday is a yachting holiday in Greece, which I've just come back from.
Ooh.
And was amazing because you get all the adventure of travelling all around the islands, plus you get the sun.
A nice
and the sea,
suntan.
And a nice suntan. Our third sub-skill is called circumlocution.
This is when students don't know a word in English and have to describe it, explain it, using other words.
So that hopefully the other person will understand what they mean. Examples of this are it looks like, it's made of, or it means the opposite of.
Exactly. Now, a great game to play this is Taboo. Here's one Dan prepared earlier.
Yeah, so you need to prepare some cards with a head word and other words which are related to the head word.
So the students have to work in groups and explain the top word, but they can't use the words below.
Exactly.
Okay, it's a kind of shoe. It's made of rubber. It looks like a sandal. You wear it to the beach in the summer.
It's a flip-flop.
Yes.
Okay, that was it. Just let me go back here. So, so can you tell me what sub skills were mentioned in the video? So maybe Roman, are you here?
Yes, I am. So speaking about the video, we can state that the first one was asking about for qualification and checking the understanding of the material provided during the speech. And also there was a game mentioned. The second one is expressing the opinions on different topics, and you can agree or disagree with it. And the third one, it means something like explaining the word, but without actually mentioning it. So you use some synonyms or antonyms, or you can just describe it like it's made of, it looks like. So that are the main sub skills expressed.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, tell me please, have you ever tried any of these games mentioned in the video? Maybe Taboo game?
Yeah, Taboo.
Yes, so all of them actually you can try during our lessons, of course, connected to the topics that we are teaching. All right, guys, now I would like you to work a bit more with sub skills, yes, and we've listened to some of them were explained. And I would like you to focus on task 2 in your worksheets. I hope you did close it. So task 2. We have got here some sub skills and the meaning of the sub skills. So I would like you to work in groups again and match the sub skills with their meanings together with your partners. So let me divide you in the breakout rooms again. Just a second. All right. So guys, for that task, you will have approximately 5 minutes. So please join and work with your partners. Okay. You can see people are returning. Okay, so 1 more minute to finish for everyone, and we are going to discuss. Okay, so while we are waiting for everyone to come back, so tell me please, was it hard to differentiate the meaning?
Yes.
Yes. So did you have like some what are these definitions that were new for you? Yes, which one were new for you? Which one you didn't hear? Well, I think that you have heard of using functions or appropriacy. What about others? Which one was new for you?
Range of words and grammar.
Anything else?
Turn taking.
Okay, so as everyone is here, guys, I would like you to compare your answers. Just a second. Okay, here it is. So please compare your answers. So did you have the same? I hope that you noted down.
Yeah, the same.
Yes, the same.
Amazing. All right. Okay, so now you know a bit more of about teaching, about some sub skills that we need to develop as well. But I would like you to focus on the main two. Yes, I would say that they are the main two which we are teaching. So these are fluency and accuracy. This is the main sub-skills that we are working with usually. So what are they? So fluency, it's speaking at normal speed without hesitation, repetition, self-corrections, and with smooth use of connected speech. And the accuracy is the use of correct forms of grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. I'm sure that you have heard about each of them, and you know the difference. So tell me please, guys, what is more important, fluency or accuracy?
Fluency.
What about
Maybe
others? What do you think?
It depends. Like it depends
For
on what
me,
you
it's
have
also
to do.
fluency.
Okay.
I agree with fluency.
All right. So just a second. I would say that they are both important because there are learners who are fluent they are actually less accurate, and language learners who are accurate, they are less fluent. So we need to pay attention to both fluency and accuracy while teaching English. Because these are two main aspects, and we need to teach them the same at the same level. Yes. So, and accuracy, I would like you to pay attention that it's not a consideration unless the lack of it interferes with the message. So you can see the picture here as an example. Yes, I got called and I got a called. So here is the difference in meaning. Okay, guys, now we will talk more about the details connected to teaching accuracy and fluency. So I would like you to, to scan the QR code and open the word wall task. If you cannot scan the QR code, guys, you have got the link in the worksheet. Here it is. Just a second. Okay, so there you will have some details connected to fluency and accuracy. So I would like you to work individually for like 2 minutes to 3 minutes and sort them out. Sort them according to their meaning. If you are ready, when you are ready, you can leave the reaction so I can see. Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see someone is finishing. Yeah. Some people are ready. Good. Okay. So guys, try to finish, please. Yes. All right, and let's discuss. For example, let's take one here. Tasks do not usually simulate real life situation. Where did you put it? In accuracy?
Accuracy.
Accuracy. Accuracy.
Focus on accuracy. What about this one? Students' errors are not corrected unless it interferes with communication.
Fluency.
Yes, yes. So don't forget that we do not interrupt. Yes, we better to correct students after their speech. Okay, what about this one? Their output may not always be predictable.
Fluency.
So when we focus on fluency, this is here. So what about this one? Students' attention is focused on a particular target item.
Accuracy.
Okay, good. So thank you, guys. Well done. And we can move on. So now we talked with you about speaking as production. Can you hear me well, guys? Because it looks like I'm lagging.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So now we can move on to so we've discussed speaking as production skills and the main items, the main sub skills here. And now we can move on to mistakes in teaching. Yes, so what mistakes can we make? And we will also discuss some of it. I would like you to look at these two questions. So here we have two questions as well. You have got them in task 4 in your worksheet. So guys, I would like you to join the breakout rooms again and discuss very quickly in 3 minutes with your partners about problems that our students may have, that can influence the productivity of speaking task, and what mistakes can a teacher make to make speaking activity less productive. So again, you can find this task in your worksheet. It's here. So let us join the breakout rooms once again. Just a second, let's do it like this. All right, so guys, 3 minutes to discuss the first task. Luda, did you get the invitation? All right, so while others are joining, so it was really quick. I wanted you to discuss some general mistakes. So tell me, please, can a teacher make a speaking activity less productive? For example, Luba Kulipchuk, what do you think about it? What did you discuss with your partners? Luba Kulipchuk.
Yeah, I'm there. So to make a speaking activity less productive, yeah, I think, for example, when the teacher will be not so clear with the instructions, yeah, and also what about like lead-ins if it will be missed, yeah, so it also will be less productive.
Okay, what about, let's ask Sophia Zubareva. What about our students? What problems can our students have that can influence the productivity of a speaking task?
Maybe they just cannot be prepared for the task, or maybe they may not know all the words they want to say.
Yeah, okay. Well, guys, so I'm sure that you've discussed some general ideas, like maybe teacher talking time and so on. Yeah, and the students are not ready for the task. Now you will work in the same groups with your partners. And I would like you to pay your attention at task 5. So here you have a big list of mistakes in teaching speaking. So I have prepared it for you to discuss. and discuss with your partners and agree or disagree. So do we have such mistakes or no? And how it can be solved. So I would like you to express your opinion, and we will check your knowledge on some of these mistakes. Yes. So once again, it's task 5. You will join the breakout rooms, and I would like you to discuss whether you agree, disagree, and how it can be solved. So I would ask you not to like focus a lot on one problem. Yes, so try to pay attention to all these mistakes, try to discuss them all. So for that, you will have 7 minutes. So let me divide you again. So guys, let's join the breakout rooms again. The girls, you're fast finishers, yes? Okay. So did you discuss all of the problems, all of the mistakes?
Yeah, most of them are interconnected, so it's easy.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so everyone's here. Okay, so were you able to discuss all of the problems?
Almost.
Mhm.
All, but yeah, most of.
Okay, that's nice. So, guys, we are not going to work like with a mistake and solution, but I wanted to give you some tips and like some kind of lecture and tips on how to teach. Yes, and I'm sure that you know how to solve this mistake. Some of these mistakes, you know how to solve them, but still it will be useful for you some the next information that I'm going to present. And I want you to look at this slide, and we've discussed it in the beginning of our training session. Yes, so when we teach speaking, we are teaching learners to select appropriate words and sentence structures according to the proper social setting, audience, situation, and subject matter. So all of these aspects that you can see on the slide, we connect it all and we teach it while teaching speaking. We are focusing on vocabulary, pronunciation, functional language, grammar, intonation, stress, of course, connected speech. Yes, and actually, let's discuss some questions. You have got task 6. So I would like us to discuss it together, so not in the breakout rooms. So let's remember our lessons. And I would like someone to share, how do you teach your students to speak English? So do you follow just the plan that we have in our folders, or do you add your activities? So do we have any volunteers to answer? No? Okay, what about Edita? You're so active. Maybe you will share?
Okay, when I'm just reading throughout these mistakes, I can maybe see some of them that I made. But actually, yeah, I tried to get better and not to make them one more time. But actually, when we have the context, when we have the idea and vocabulary and pronunciation drilling, speaking production will get like smoothly, yeah. But when maybe some students were not so attentive while maybe asking ICQs, they can be confused with it. So I had some problems with it. So in the rooms, yeah, they asked, what are we doing now? And I was just trying to explain one more time. So that's why attention span is the main mistake of students, I think.
Okay. What about, oh, there are so many of you. Nastya Hereha, what about you? Do you have any tips which you use with your students?
I'm working online, so sometimes some tasks from our plan are not adapted to online learning, so I adjust them for it. I just use WordWall that helps me a lot, and other online tools. So I like to substitute some tasks in the end, or add some more if we have more time for it, especially in a group step 15, 16. These students are so active, so sometimes I add some additional speaking tasks using WordWall and different cards here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Let's move on to the next question. So what things make it difficult to learn to speak English well? What do you think? What things may be difficult for students? What make it difficult to learn to speak English?
Fear of mistakes.
Okay, and how can we deal with it?
Encourage them not to interrupt them if we hear the mistake. So when we see that they only started to talk, and yeah, give them this opportunity.
Okay, any other difficulties, guys? Maybe you remember from your lessons.
Sometimes students are shy, or for example, they have some group mates they like, group mates they don't like, and that's why they don't want to speak to each other. And you need to anticipate such situations, and it can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay, agree. What about challenges? Yes, actually difficulties, challenges, they are pretty same. So can you name more challenges for you as teacher and for your students that might arise while teaching speaking?
For younger learners, that's attention span.
Okay. Any more ideas?
To make students to use functional language, not just random phrases.
Agree. All right. So it's more about teachers, yeah. So it's difficulties. Okay. Any other ideas, guys? No more challenges. Everything is so easy. Okay. So I will share the list of some challenges. Yes, just okay. So here we have the list of challenges in teaching speaking. Tell me, please, which of this list are about students, for students, and which of them are about teachers? Which one? On the left or on the right? Oh, sorry. Which one is for students? About
on the left.
Okay.
On the left.
And these are for teachers, sure. So here we have students may be afraid of making mistakes. Yes, Nastya mentioned it. Too shy, yeah. They are better at reading aloud than speaking English naturally. Yes, so did you have such a situation when you asked your students to prepare for debates and they wrote something, yes, like some notes, and then just, here we go. So, and they were reading. So
yeah, or just they found some information on the internet and want to read it.
Yeah. So students prefer to keep silent if they can say it right. So did you have such students? Does it happen a lot?
I have actually
one.
Students that otherwise, some students, especially young learners, they talk too much and they don't let other students to talk. They are too excited and they talk and don't let others even to say a single word.
Yeah, it happens. I also have some students like this. Yeah, and want to speak that like the book. So I didn't have such a problem, but I sometimes have some students are speaking only with phrases like like ready-made phrases and answers from the example. Yes, so we should also make them speak from their own. And for teacher, yes, and we can talk too much sometimes. Yes, teacher talking time. Hello. And by the way, thinking that speaking skill is more important than other skills. So this is also some kind of mistake. Yes, so we shouldn't forget about other skills as well. Okay, and now we are moving on to how to teach speaking. Yes, so I will mention here some pieces of advice, some tips, and we will discuss. Yeah, they are all connected with these mistakes in teaching, that the list, yes, that I gave to you. So actually, let's start with the stages. Yeah, the lesson stages. So if all the stages are completed, we will have a successful output. So can you remind me what lesson stages do we have in Green Country? Who remembers what do you start with and so on?
So presenting the information and practice and productive, you mean this or another?
Like in
all
Green
lessons
Country,
are different in stages.
Like in Green Country, what do we start with usually? Like
warm up
or lead in. What goes next?
Checking grammar or vocabulary understanding.
Yes. What next? What's next?
Controlled practice.
Controlled, less controlled practice, and
then freer practice
and production part.
Okay, yeah. So guys, it is not just for fun. Yeah, we have these lesson stages. They are all we all need them to have a successful output. So we start with warm up, yeah, or lead in, where we revise or remind previous lexical or grammar topics, or we use activities that designed to attract students' attentions. Yes, so this actually warm-ups, they are made to make our students speak a bit, yes, to start speaking on some different topics, whether it's revision or some other topic, yeah. So then goes checking vocabulary or grammar understanding. So where students are supposed to do their self-studies, and we check it at the lesson, yeah. So what do you do if the students are not ready with their self-studies? Do you present some piece of grammar, or do you give extra practice of vocabulary? Do you ask CCQs? How do you deal with such students?
It never happens that all students are without self-study, but if it happened to me, I would present.
What about others? Let's ask Mariana Rura.
Yeah, so I also didn't have this that all students didn't do self-study, but like I have like I had one time when maybe 3 students out of 11 didn't do self-study. So I try to present and also elicit of those students who know this grammar or vocabulary. And then like if like we have new vocabulary, I used flashcards, I was eliciting, we were repeating, or grammar. So I firstly asked like strong students or students that have done self-study to present some examples with this grammar structure. And they then I asked them like those students who didn't do this to present their own examples. So and I saw if they catch the idea or no, and then proceed the lesson.
All right, okay. So thank you for sharing. And then we have controlled practice. Yes, where students can work individually or in small groups and pairs. We focus on one language problem. We have a lot of error correction. And here we have the tasks that usually have one correct answer. Yes, well, we have the answers for the task. Then we have our freer practice or production, yes, where students try to apply the language. Teacher does not interrupt the students, does not correct the mistakes on the spot, but gives only that. And the tasks have unlimited number of correct answers, yes, because it's speaking activities. or some writing essays if we are talking about writing. So these were the stages of the lesson itself. Now I would like you to talk about speaking activity. Yes, steps to make a speaking activity more productive, where they are very similar to the lesson stages. Anyway, I would like you to pay attention to the steps to make a speaking activity. And let's start. So first of all, we need to have the introduction. Yeah, so when you open the plan of the lesson, you can see that in the end you have got production, you have got discussion, debates, or just some other speaking tasks, yeah, like role play, board game, and so on. Before that, yeah, you need to analyze all the plan and set the scene for the main task. Yeah, so it can be discussing some quotes on the topic in the very beginning, or of course checking vocabulary understanding. Then goes practice, a lot of practice. We are working on the language needed to perform the task. We are practicing the grammar, the vocabulary, functional language. So make our students use them it later. Okay, then goes task setting, and it means that students must be have to be able to understand the topic or situation, and we can plan the output. Here we use our listening and reading, yes, so to help our student to understand the topic. So if the topic is jobs, for example, yes, so there are some additional videos or reading tasks which may help our students to get some ideas, to get some new words, yes, and it will be easier for them in the end to talk about this topic, yes, using their own ideas. Yeah, and then we go with production, which is preparing for the spoken task, going through the process of drafting, revising, and editing. What does it mean? So it's usually our less controlled practice and freer practice. Yeah, when we make our students practice some piece of language before using it in their own speech. Yeah, and then it goes, of course. Okay. Then we have the production itself, and after production, can you guess what comes next after all the speaking activity? Can anybody guess?
Feedback. Feedback or deck.
Yes, the feedback. Yeah, so we can use the teacher-regulated feedback, yeah, which is usually DAC, or self or peer-regulated feedback using a checklist. So you may have noticed that sometimes we have a checklist. You need to tick the phrases that your partners used. Yes, or you can ask them to analyze some pieces of language that their partners used. So now we are moving on to one task. So guys, I wanted you to discuss and analyze one plan, yeah, like one speaking activity. So maybe some of you has got the same level, and you may have taught this lesson. So here we have the speaking activity of level B1-2 about animals. Yes, here we have look at the aspects of animal rights, then prepare for debates. Yeah, do you agree or disagree with these aspects? And guys, now I would like you to work in pairs. Oh, not in pairs, just it will be too much groups, so too many. In groups, and analyze the lesson 8, level B1-2, and analyze the stages. Yes, so do we have the introduction? Do we have the practice, the needed practice? Do we have the less controlled practice or some videos, audios, reading? So guys, once again, you need to go to our teachers folder. Yeah, it's B1-2, lesson 8. Find it, please. So I will add you to the breakout rooms. Just a second. Okay, let it be like this. So guys, once again, what do we need to analyze?
Lesson B1.
stages. Yeah, if you need, you can take a screenshot or take a photo, because I don't want to share the screen for everybody, because you will share your screens, I know. So you may use this kind of plan, yeah, to analyze this lesson. Yeah. Okay, so are you ready? Can we join the breakout rooms? All right, so let's join. For that task, let us have like 6 minutes. So please join the breakout rooms. Oh, sorry, you didn't hear me. Okay, so did you finish? Yes, so did you discuss everything? Okay,
Yes,
we
yes.
will close the breakout rooms. Okay, so let's have a look. So guys, what do you think? Did we have all the stages for this speaking activity, for its particular this speaking activity? Will students be able to discuss all these aspects of animal rights? Will they have enough practice before that, enough information?
Yeah, definitely.
So, did you look through the plans? Yes. And what about introduction? Do we have the vocabulary understanding? Checking vocabulary
Yes.
understanding. What about practicing?
As well.
Yes, so you can see, actually, if you would open the book, yeah, here we have one more task in the book before this debates. These are like questions, so which would help them to express their opinion then, yeah, like why, in your opinion, do people hunt or something like that. So yeah, that was a good example of a lesson plan with a lot of stages, a lot of practice. But unfortunately, not all of the plans are like this. Anyway, guys, let's move on, and now we will focus on teaching techniques. Just a second, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm lagging a bit. All right. So, guys, anyway, except the plan, yeah, like the lesson plan that you have, you need to take, and the stages that we have, you need to take into consideration some important teaching techniques, yes, some important things during the lesson. So, while teaching speaking, guys, we use only English, and we use only English during all the lesson, but still, please try not to translate or help them using Ukrainian sentences, yes? Then we have wait time. So what does it mean, wait time? Here we need to be a bit patient, yeah? So did you notice, like when you are asking your students to speak, and they are like barely doing one sentence, and you decide, all right, I will speak for you and you speak for them. So have you had such situation? I'm sure yes. Okay, so please do not complete student sentences in production part. Let them speak, let them take their time and produce their own sentences. Then eliciting, yes, please ask questions or give clues, help them by eliciting a lot of information. Next one is grouping, and we will talk about it more. So it is really important to group the student, yeah, because we have communicative approach where students learn to speak by interacting. Don't forget about student talking time, yes, so our lessons are student-centered, not teacher-centered, yes, so please limit your teacher talking time, make your students speak more. Don't forget to grade your own language, of course. Simplify the sentences and structures when necessary, and of course, like keep it on the level. Next, we have feedback and building a good rapport. And I would like to focus on some of these teaching techniques. I will give some examples. So talking about good rapport, Guys, it's very important to have a good atmosphere during the lesson. So the students don't come to the lesson like, oh, okay, an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, let's go. Yes, so they must be interested in the lesson. So be a model, be a motivator, participant, participate in discussions. Provide feedback, yeah, personalized feedback. So all of these are the roles of teacher during the lesson. So don't be just organizer, yeah. I mean, try to be everything at once. Yes, provide a good atmosphere and friendly atmosphere during the lesson. Next is very interesting. This is the scaffolding technique. So, Tom, please, have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
No, that's great. Okay, because I'm sure that you have done this technique without even knowing that this was a scaffolding technique. So look, you have got here a picture. So what do you think? Who is a teacher and who is a student here at this picture? The boy on, what is it? Here, this one, or the boy which is above or what? Underneath. Have you got any ideas? The blonde boy. Sorry?
Make this picture bigger because we don't see the details.
Oh, you cannot see it. Okay, well, then let's do not focus on that. So what is scaffolding? Actually, it is supporting our students. Yes, so it is the way we support our students. Like you can see scaffolding around the building. We help the speakers, the students, yes, create their own spoken structure. And when I tell you that you have used this technique without even knowing it, I will show you some scaffolding techniques right now. And I would like you to tell me whether you used some of them, but I'm sure that you've used. Yes, so what are scaffolding techniques? So here we can show the interest and agree with our students. So we note, we say, we make our eye contact, we say yes, yes, yeah. Then we can repeat unclear word, yeah. If the student mispronounced it or say like something mumbled it, yeah, you can repeat it and make them help them to pronounce it correctly. Also, we can repeat the last word, perhaps with questioning intonation, in order to encourage the speaker to continue. We can pick a key element of meaning and say it back to our students. We can have some questions that recap already started information, like, is it, do you, where was it? Yeah, when the students need this support, and he or she will produce more details later. Yeah, like the same as brief questions that encourage speaker to extend the story. That was what I said, yeah. And then she went, she wanted, saying some kind of incorrect, some correct form of an incorrect word, yeah, like quietly, or making, like, showing with gestures, as well as giving the correct pronunciation, yeah, but without drawing any particular attention. And giving a word or phrase that speaker is looking for. You can like help, yeah. They are thinking about it, and you may give this word to your students. Okay, in your worksheet, I would like you to look at the task 7. And very quickly work with your partners again in the same breakout rooms. Here you have a conversation. I would like you to look at this conversation and identify some scaffolding techniques in this part of dialogue. Yeah, I will share the screen with the scaffolding techniques so you can use it. Yeah, you can use the worksheet and use the scaffolding techniques. So let me divide you in the breakout rooms again. So guys, just very quickly look through this conversation and try to think what scaffolding techniques can you see there. So we will have like 4 minutes for that. Okay, welcome back. Some of the guys are still discussing. Let's wait a few more seconds. Okay, so guys, which scaffolding techniques did you see in this part of conversation? Which of them did you find?
Agreeing, showing interest.
Asking conversation own questions.
Okay, anything else?
Like repeating the word with a mistake, but not like drawing too much attention to it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you so much. So try to use this techniques during your lesson. I'm using it actively right now, and I can see that it's really helpful. So now we are moving on, and guys, I told you that we will focus more on feedback. Yes, so we have got actually two kinds of feedback. Can anybody tell me what kind of feedback do we have? Feedback on
content
and
accuracy.
Accuracy.
Okay, they are called, yeah, on accuracy, yeah, or content or form. So guys, now I would like you to look through this kind of feedbacks right now. And can you tell me, can you identify which of them, yeah, you can see two parts, which of them are the examples of feedback on content and which of them are on form?
The first part from 1 to 5, it's content, and the other is on form.
Form, right, well done. Yeah, so when we give the feedback on content, we usually do not focus on some particular mistakes, but we want to praise, discuss learners' ideas, yeah. What else? Find something in common, yes. So all of these are on content, feedback on examples of feedback on content. And when we want to give feedback on form, yeah, we have got some, for example, hangout with kids, gap filling task, yes. We focus on problems, on mistakes, using correct intonation, asking tech questions, for example. So please tell me, please, which feedback should we use more? What do you think? On content, on form?
I guess it depends. Like both of them.
Of course, both of them. Yeah, we cannot differentiate one which is more important. Of course, we need to practice to give feedback on both of these aspects. Okay, stack. We are moving quickly to one more thing. So, guys, don't forget, except of giving feedback on content and form, don't forget to use praise. Yes, praise your students. Encourage positive feedback from peers. Yeah, so don't forget, you can ask your students to give feedback to each other. Show interest in content of what students have said and adopt a supportive manner. Be a supportive teacher. Okay, few more things to focus on. So guys, it's monitoring. Yes, so monitoring will help us to give a good feedback. So we should monitor our students. Tell me, please, is it hard to monitor students online?
Sometimes.
Or do you do it well? Yeah, but still, don't forget to join the breakout rooms. Yeah, we are not talking about some of you are teaching offline. Yeah, and it's, of course, it's much easier to walk around and listen. But when we are talking about online learning, don't forget to join your students' breakout rooms. Listen to them, listen to their mistakes, help them. So it's really important. Okay, yeah, we will skip here. Also, guys, about organizing groups. So these few tips that you can see on my screen, they are more for offline learning. Yes, when we organize the groups, students make need to be able to make eye contact, yeah, hear clearly, be reasonably close together. But when we are organizing groups online, yeah, don't forget to change the partners. Do not let them work all the time with one and the same person. Change the partners. When you have like 3 students, yeah, usually we want to work open class because we think that they will not be able to work in groups. But even with 3 or 2 students, you may divide them into the breakout rooms and let them work individually, I mean, without teacher. Or if you have 3 students, you may divide 2 students into the breakout room and work with another one in pair. Yes, so please make these groups, yeah, so it will be a good chance to practice speaking. Next, so time. Okay, next we have one very important thing, guys, developing confidence. Yes, this is something that our students lack sometimes. So what do you think? When might students need to become more fluent and confident? Why do they need it?
Praise them more, encourage to speak. They should be not afraid to make mistakes. And you have to like ensure them that mistakes are okay and that you won't interrupt them, etc.
Yes. Any other ideas? What may have prevented them becoming fluent in the past? What may be the problem?
Maybe if
lack of confidence.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Nelly, you're
okay. Or maybe when they were speaking, so a previous teacher corrected them a lot, so they weren't able to express their ideas because they made some mistakes, and after that they were afraid to speak because they think that they will make a mistake and maybe the teacher will interrupt them again, and it can make them even more nervous or even anxious, and that's why I think.
Yeah, you're right. So guys, to make, just a second. Where is it? Okay, to get a good discussion going, please frame the discussion well. Yeah, make this discuss some questions beforehand, give examples. Don't forget to give some preparation time. Yeah, as it was in our first example, don't come to the classroom or if you're online, like, hello, today we're speaking about weather, speak. Yes, so of course, give them some preparation time, even like few minutes before some speaking task. They may need to gather some ideas or may need to take some notes. Yes, and then they will feel much confident. Yeah, talking about interrupting the flow. Yeah, you've mentioned it well. And again, regrouping students. Yes, so sometimes you know that there can be weaker students who don't want to talk, and it will be a bad discussion. Yeah, if they are sitting silent. So do not forget to regroup weak students with strong students. And as well, you mentioned that some of the students don't want to work together. Yeah, because of the personal preferences. So try to regroup them well. All right, guys. Okay, and now we are moving on to practice time. Yeah, actually, we did it a bit. That was an example for you. But now I would like you to analyze a few speaking activities more. So in our worksheet, just a second. You can see here some like task 9. I will divide you into groups again, in 6 groups. And I would like you to analyze the speaking activity of any lesson, like you can choose any lesson. But as we have the lack of time, let's choose one level, guys, because you won't be able to analyze 2 levels. You can choose any one level from the group, yeah, either for young learners or, for teens. So what are you going to discuss with your partners? You need to take into account the stages, yes, that's what we were talking about, if there is enough practice before the production, whether the useful vocabulary and grammar and functional language is given, yeah, and the practice of it. Are there good instructions, lead-ins and bridges? And you may anticipate some possible problems that may happen during the lesson, yeah, so which may interfere the speaking activity, like speaking production in the end of the lesson. So while I'm adding you to the breakout rooms, just let me give 6, okay, 6 breakout rooms. So how can we find the level that we need to discuss to find the plan according to the number?
Group.
Number of a
Group
room,
number.
group and room. So do we need to take the particular lesson, like lesson 1 or lesson 3?
We can choose.
Yeah, any lesson that you would like. So as I told you, please choose one level and let us have like 6 minutes. So just discuss very quickly and we will analyze it also. Okay, join the breakout rooms, please. Okay, girls, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, last 15 seconds. The guys are coming back. So let us start the discussion. Yes, so girls, group 6, room 6, it was Nadia and Nastya watch. So can you start, please, as you were the first to finish? So can you tell what level did you discuss? You may share the screen or just share, yes? So it was just a quick analysis.
Yeah, we discussed level B22. It was lesson 7. So we discussed it, and we think that it's really well staged, like well balanced, because we have like a small warm up to begin with. Then we have checking vocabulary, then vocabulary practice, then again checking vocabulary and vocabulary practice, and they are mostly working in groups or in pairs, so they have a lot of talking here. Then listening as well, they have a discussion here, and functional practice. So obviously that's also like the talking part, and production, it's also speaking.
So what about instructions and feedback? Is there enough instructions and feedback, like
yeah, those tasks don't seem to be like complicated, and we think that everything is just perfect here in this lesson.
That's good to hear. Yeah. All right, what about room 5? It was Edita, Luba, and Vadim. So what about
So I will maybe share my screen, okay?
Okay, sure.
Actually, we found like perfect lesson for speaking. So all stages are really perfect, yeah, and they are well done. We just want to add some lead-ins, like as kind of questions or just showing pictures. And we have great warm-up. Also, we have reading comprehension and practice of functional language there. Then we have also language practice, and we have 2 production tasks like here. So it's perfect for speaking. There one, and we have feedback on accuracy. And then we have the second one. Also, there we have a lot of situations, and they will come up with their dialects. And after that, we'll have deck, correction. It's also kind of feedback. So we do not want to add something else. Yeah, just perfect for lesson.
All right, I'm happy that you found the perfect lesson also. Okay, what about room 4? Luda, Ola, Susha? Have you discussed? Yeah, Ksenia, Ola Polihovich.
Yeah, we did. So maybe I will share the screen. So this lesson plan was also very good in our opinion, because this whole lesson is about traveling, and the speaking part is about just sharing the traveling stories and experience. So before this, we have an audio. And so this audio is like an introduction to this topic of traveling experiences. And before the audio, even we have some like vocabulary practice. And so it's like a good introduction to the topic. And like they have an example of how to talk about traveling experiences. And they have some words from the new vocabulary that they have to use. So about lead-ins, I think maybe you can use a different lead-in. So not just like, now you're going to share your own stories, like your own traveling stories. You can ask like, after the audio, after the feedback from the previous activity listening, you can ask like, have you had similar like experiences. So it can be just a small question and then share your stories. So yes, this was very good also in our opinion. Maybe something else that I missed.
Thank you, guys. What about room 2? Yes, or stop. Room 3? Room 3? There is only Polina. I can see only Polina. Ryuchka. Did your partners left you? Okay, then let's move to room 2. It was Polina, Minaeva, Valeria again, and Zlata. What about the lessons that you've analyzed?
I guess I can comment upon it. So we choose level A21, which is third lesson. The lesson itself is mainly focused on new words and vocabulary. So it's very kind of it's good for speaking because at the end they have exactly speaking production. The lesson itself is well staged. We have the warm-up, we have introduction to the topic, just in general, because it's also the third lesson, like in general. So the new group, they need some introduction. They're not ready to work just yet. And the whole lesson again is structured around vocabulary, which is good because at the end, the task before the one before the last, it's production where students have to talk about genres and plots of their three favorite movies. Also considering feedback, it's nice because we have a lot of questions in the plan itself, and just the topic gives the opportunity to ask them. So I think that's a really well-written lesson.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so and the last room, room 1, it was Dasha, Stas, Mariana, and Nela.
So we chose A1 to lesson 8, and I had this lesson offline, so I can say that the plan is well structured, and we have grammar there, the structure we're going to, and we have speaking practice with it. We had word game in the plan. Also, we had 2 games quizzes to practice this structure we're going to, and also we have Quizlet to check vocabulary, like how they know time, how to say time, about time, and also we had one more word game and about like how to speak about time. So the lesson was really great, the plan in lesson.
So guys, that's great that now you can analyze the lesson plan and analyze the plan according to like that leads to production to speak, and you can, if you see that there isn't enough practice, or there isn't enough lead-ins or bridges, add them, add feedback. So guys, now I will take 5 more minutes of your time, and I would like us to play a Kahoot game. So I have sent the link in the chat, and you can scan the QR code very quickly. So it will not take a lot of time, but let's just summarize everything that we've learned today. Okay, join. All right, so guys, we will start. Yes, if anybody joins, you can join us. So let's start. Okay, of course, it's speaking. Ooh, I hope that it was a misclick for some of the people. Okay, what about this? We teach only 2 sub-skills of speaking, fluency and accuracy. Okay, it's of course it's false, and we've spoken about a lot of soft skills today. Okay, next. Okay, so students practice speaking with a logical flow without planning or rehearsing. This is practicing. Yes, well done. It's fluency. Okay, let's move on. What else do we teach while teaching speaking? Actually, it was a tricky question because everything is correct. So if you have chosen one of them, you are correct. Okay. To make a speaking activity more productive, you need to plan it carefully. Yes, of course. Moving on. There is no difference in giving feedback. Speaking activities. Okay, there is a difference, and now we know it, yeah? So we don't interrupt our students while production, but correcting mistakes later. Okay, I have just said the answer. All right, yes, we don't interrupt our students speaking, but we do it later. Okay, a few more questions. Okay, it's supporting our students while speaking, so please do not forget to support your students. Help them to speak more, yeah? Use the scaffolding techniques that we've discussed. Good, of course. Yes, guys, don't forget to think about some possible problems that may happen during the lesson and anticipate them. And the last question. Okay, thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you a lot. So